Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's our Wednesday night live stream. We're at hump day and we're working through the week together. We're going to hang out tonight, have a good time. We're going to cover our featured tank, which is our background by EJ Briniger. I have a weekly poll that we're going to cover the results and discuss that um, and just hang out and have a good time. I also have a topic I'd like to cover later on in the stream as well. Um, so, thank you guys for joining me. Pet Sodix, I appreciate you stopping in. Angelo's Fish Tank stopped in, said hello. He'll be in and out throughout the stream. HC Aqua, how you doing, man? Hope you're having a good day. So we'll let some people file in here, uh, and then we'll go over the background. I have a nice background today. Sickle King Aquatics, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. When's your next video coming out? I checked your channel the other day to see if you're having another video out yet. How's everyone doing? All right. Let's see here. So I'd like to take this time to also talk about if you want your tank to be featured, or maybe it's your favorite tank, maybe it's your favorite fish, uh, some of your favorite plants. Share a 1 minute video clip with me to Raccoon Creek Aquatics at gmail.com, and I'll select it and use it as my background. Give you a nice shout out when you do that. Share the information you'd like to share with me, what you feed your fish, what you fertilize your plants, what's your substrate, what's your lighting, how big is the tank, um, anything you'd like to share. Make sure you include that information, and don't be discouraged if I don't show your tank the first week after you share it with me. I'll make sure I get it eventually, I promise. um, Jeff's Aquarium Hobby Enjoyment, how's it going, man? Hope all's well. You feed live foods very rarely. Can't remember the last time. Frozen is so much easier and more convenient. I agree with you. We'll discuss that here in a little bit. It would be interesting. I think I've learned a lot from a couple channels regarding culturing live foods. I just haven't taken the dive, taken the plunge, and started it yet. Redneck Aquatics, how's it going, man? Sicko King Aquatics says this weekend I was under the weather. You were under the weather last weekend, so I'm glad you're feeling better. So Redneck Aquatics is in the middle of the water change. Everything's going well. On your end, I'm glad everything's going well. Having a good day, man. A good week. It's a little cold outside, but but that's not keeping us down. Having a good time. I enjoy this hour or so, or 45 or 50 minutes or so that I get to spend with other fellow fish tubers. So have a good time. I'm excited about this live stream. So all right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into her and share EJ's background real quick. So get myself out of the way, get my big ugly mug out of the way, and we'll keep Briniger's name up there. So this is EJ Briniger's tank. He is a fellow YouTuber featuring fish tanks. In this particular tank, it's a 75-gallon tank. He's using both LEDs and compact fluorescent lighting. His substrate is deep river gravel with fluorite. He has some Malaysian driftwood in there. Plant stocking includes Anubias, Java fern, and Java moss. You can see a little bit of all three of those mounted to driftwood there. The fish stocking, he has some black mollies. He has some male fancy guppies, 5 true Siamese algae eaters in there, and a South American bumblebee catfish. He says that bumblebee catfish can be a little bit elusive, likes to hide a lot. So I don't think we get to see it here in this footage, but I love the activity in this tank. Very pretty. Water looks nice and clear. He did a great job on this tank. I'm loving the live plants. He also stated that he uses the plastic decorations that are included in this tank to hide uh, his heaters as well as his filter intake. So you don't see any equipment. He has a nice natural look to the tank. It looks great. As far as EJ Brinegar's channel, make sure you go check him out. Last time I saw, he had 170 subscribers. He has great content. He features breeding projects with live bears, including guppies and mollies, and he also breeds egg scatterers, which are the Colombian tetras that he keeps. One thing I found very educational about his channel, I've never really cultured live foods, and he does a lot of culturing of blackworms and Daphnia, infusoria. So he does a lot of good stuff with live foods that he treats his fish, and I've learned a lot there. So make sure you go check him out. He's even, as you can see, dabbling with some live plants, and he has a dirted substrate tank as well. So a lot of good stuff on his channel. Make sure you go check him out. Tell him I sent you, um, and show some support. Definitely a great guy. All right, get me back up on here. Get the chat back up here. Um, let's get back into the chat here. Let's see if I can get it so I can read it here. Redneck Aquatics. Yeah, we got down to the upper 50s. Where are you at, Redneck? Where are you located? 50s would be nice right now. We're stuck in the 30s, and they're saying we're gonna be stuck in the 30s until Christmas time. So here in Ohio, um, my own pet's a skeet, Colin. Uh, I'm very close to thinking about Daphnia culture as low maintenance live food. I've thought about that too, Colin. Uh, I've gone between blackworms, microworms, and uh, Daphnia. So we'll see if I end up taking the plunge and trying those out. I've definitely learned a lot from Brinegar's channel, so we'll see. I definitely, if I do, I'll include my experience, my learning curve, as well as my successes on my YouTube channel. So more to come as far as that goes, I'm sure. Bumblebees, yeah, bumblebee catfish is pretty sweet. I'm kind of sad we don't get to see it in this footage, uh, but they're nocturnal, right? So they're gonna hide from the light, and he says they like to hide in the plastic decorations. Uh, Jeff's Aquarium Hobby Enjoyment says, "Good looking tank." Yeah, he does a good job. He has all of his tanks, I think, look really good, really clear, not a lick of algae on in them. So, really good job by Brinegar on these tanks. Especially really interesting some of the ways he collects his eggs from his Colombian tetra. So make sure everyone goes and checks that out. Petsotic says yes, he has 170 subs, 171 now. Thank you, Petsotics. I appreciate you showing some support to a fellow fish tuber. Um, Cyclic King Aquatics, definitely a great guy. Yeah, he's a really good guy, very knowledgeable. Been in the hobby for a long time. Um, does a great job with his tanks. Does a great job teaching his ways, especially with his extensive knowledge with the live foods. Eric says microworms are super easy. I know, Eric, you tried handing me off part of your culture and I let it go. So um, I don't know why. I don't know why, but I need to get on trying a live food culture. Aquatics. Oh, you're down in San Antonio. So does it really get below 50 degrees that often down there, Redneck? Eric says I've got some copepods in my shrimp tank. Maybe the population will grow enough to feed my other tank. That'd be sweet. I see a lot of some, or I should say, some tanks include a sump with a refugium, and they uh, culture their copepods down in their refugium. Um, be a pretty sweet way to feed your fish. Very little maintenance or effort to do so. Redneck says you're originally from Illinois. So how'd you end up down there? Job opportunity? Redneck. I've lived in the same area my whole life, so haven't been very adventurous so far. So, as far as live foods, the only thing I've done with live food so far is feed live snails as food to my rainbow darter and green-sided darter. So, they love the snails. I did that for a little bit until I got them on frozen bloodworms, and now I'm trying to get all the fish in my native tank to flake food if I can. Um, but they came in only accepting live foods, so I had to train them and teach them that the frozen foods are food too. So I did that only, within a month, all the fish were off live foods. Um, and then now I'm trying to get them to an even easier flake food and then treat them with the frozen foods, but we'll see how that goes. Bam Aquatics, I appreciate you stopping in, it man. How you doing? I see you have an exciting live stream uh, scheduled for tomorrow. I'll be tuning into that. Joe Munoz, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. Joe Munoz has some great, beautiful tanks as well, and he always has different decorations in his tank. So if you are not familiar with Joe's channel, make sure you go check him out as well. Redneck Aquatics, no, not that often. We did get some snow last year for about 3 hours. Did it shut down the town? Redneck. Triple Ten Tanks, how's it going, dude? Hope you're doing well, man. I will say, um, everyone here, if you see a channel that you do not recognize, make sure you go give them some support. Go check them out. I encourage everyone to do that to each other and show some support. Everyone has some goals. Uh, I definitely encourage that everyone checks each other out. And as far as if anybody ever has any questions, I probably don't, I may not have the answer. I don't have all the answers, but there's a lot of experienced Aquarius and that show up in this live stream. So someone's bound to have an answer. If you have any questions, I guarantee someone in this chat will probably have the answer. So we'll help each other out that way. Redneck Aquatics says, I got tired of the cold, man. Uh, I like the cold probably November, December, and January. Once it gets to about February, I'm sick of the snow um, and want to see the sun, right? Because here in Ohio, from about Thanksgiving all the way through into March, you really don't see the sun that much. Bam Aquatics says, I'm good. Yes, sir. So if you haven't seen, Bam Aquatics has a live stream with JH Aquatics scheduled for tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Am I correct there, Bam? So tune in, see what they're up to, show some support, hang out. Um, I'll definitely be there. Triple Ten Aquatics says, hi, HC. Um, Jeff's Aquarium and Hobby Enjoyment. Can anyone answer this question? How does live food compare to frozen food? Frozen compared to freeze dried? That's a good question. I don't really feed freeze dried, Jeff. Um, One thing I do like, I think the frozen bloodworms were easy to convert my native fish because when they're thawed, they move around and wiggle in the current, so they kind of look live. I think that got the attention and the interest of some of the native fish. And I think it's why it was so easy to get them to the frozen bloodworms. Um, Now it's trying to expand that and trying to get them to expand to accept more nutritious and easy to sustain diet. Mam Aquatics says, "Hey HC and Redneck." Eric says about wintertime, no yard work is great. No guilt for being lazy. Yeah, but sometimes we have to shovel like 6 or 8 inches of snow. And I live on a corner lot, so that's quite a bit of sidewalk. Um, we did pick up a snowblower for a heck of a deal over the summertime or the springtime. So hopefully we can use that this winter. Um, but yeah, that's definitely when it's hot and you're mowing the lawn. HC Aqua, in HC Aqua's opinion, he'd say live is better. Live foods are better than frozen, then freeze dried. Um, Does anybody else agree with that? That has experience with all three? Bam Aquatics says, I've heard freeze dried can get air in the stomachs at times. Can soak it though. So you have to prep it anyway, like you have to prep thawing frozen foods. Is that correct? Terry's Tropical Tanks. What's your source for natives? So I got my rainbow darters from a website called Jonah's Aquarium, and then I got my I believe I got my rainbow shiners from Imperial Tropicals, maybe. Can't remember. But Jonah's Aquarium, I've had a great experience with them with my rainbow darters for sure. Same thing with Imperial, if that's in fact where I got them. I can't remember. It's escaping me. Uh, AC Aqua. I would figure that there is nutrition lost from frozen dried foods. I don't know anything about that, Jeff. HC, can you add anything to that? Good question, man. EJ Berniger says live equals most nutritious, most accepted. Frozen next best. Freeze dried is least nutritious and least accepted. So I'm going to say there's two of us there, so that are saying that. So I just don't have any experience with frozen dried foods. Um, yeah, Bam Aquatics says think like us, fresher the better. Yeah, that's true. Hey EJ, Eric Briniger, you missed. I did a quick run through your tank. I'm sad you missed it. Um, Beautiful tank, man. I really like the activity of all your fish. Plants look super active and or plants look super healthy. Fish are nice and active and healthy. Great job on the tank. Water looks nice and clear. No algae. Great job. Bam Aquatic says a lot of flake food has good ingredients. Just need to check the ingredients mostly. Yeah, I agree with that, Bam. Just because it's flake food doesn't mean it's not quality food. Just depends on the brand and what's included in the ingredients. Redneck Aquatics freeze dried. I got some fish that didn't like it and didn't take to it, but the frozen bloodworms they would tear it up. I never tried the North Fin redneck. I'll have to look into that. One thing I'd like to try is the bug bites, the flu ball bug bites. They have a variety of different types of flu ball bug bites, and I need to give those a try. How often am I going to stream? I'm going to try to stick to once a week, every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So that's going to be what I'm going to try to stick to. So I'm going to have a video upload every Sunday and then a live stream every Wednesday. So unless otherwise noted, so I'm going to try to schedule those on Monday nights. That way everyone has a heads up that I'm planning on going live. And then if I have something come up or have plans or something, um, then I just won't stream then. Um, Thank you for stopping in, though. I appreciate everyone for hanging out, having a good time tonight. Uh, if you see any other channels in here that you don't recognize, make sure you show them some support. Pretty I appreciate your using my shot. I'll check it out. I'll check out at the beginning of the stream when we're done. Yeah, man, I really like what you do. I find your channel very educational. I learn a lot. I've learned a lot about live food cultures on your channel, so I think you do a great job. Everyone needs to check out Brinniger's channel. Very informational. Been in the hobby for years. Super knowledgeable. Great guy. Make sure you go show some support. Terry's Tropical Tanks. How's it going, man? If it comes to brine shrimp live, really isn't all that great, but frozen can be gut loaded. Yeah, I see a lot, like my frozen bloodworms. There's a lot of water in there, right? So I'd like to get them to a more uh, protein packed food. So I'm still working on that. So I'm gonna show. Let's get up my poll from earlier in the week. So every Friday, I'm gonna try to do a poll, and then the following week on that Wednesday on the live stream, I'll we'll talk about that poll. So let me get that up here real quick. There we go. So on Friday, I said, "Do you feed your fish live food? If yes, let me know with a comment." So 31 votes and 29% said yes. 71% said no, they do not feed live foods. Learning to fish keep said yes. They fed there's black worms before. Jose said grindle worms. Barbara said yes, water worms, room temperature micro worms, and baby brine shrimp. Mosquito larvae in the summer. Twister Mister said yes, baby brine shrimp. Cichlid King said yes. Fish I've raised, earthworms, and white worms. And so, for those of us who don't currently feed live foods, uh, why don't we? Why haven't we gone to live foods? In your opinion, what's keeping you from doing it? Is it maybe it's intimidation for live food cultures? Um, I personally, I don't know what it is, if it's laziness or if it's intimidation, or I don't know what it is, but I just haven't started my live food cultures yet. So definitely something I'm looking to do in the future. I've said it for like months now, but it's definitely something I'd like to try out, especially Daphnia. So we'll see what happens there. So what do we think? I mean, obviously it's more cost effective, but I definitely think it's safer to feed your fish something you've cultured yourself, whether it's raised feeder guppies or cultured blackworms or wherever it may be. Um, I would prefer to feed my fish something I've raised myself, um, as compared to buying things at a vendor, whether it's snails or feeder fish from a pet store or something, because you never know. You have to By the time you get them, you should probably quarantine them so you know you're not feeding your fish a diseased fish, right? So I think there's a lot of risk there. What does everyone think about that? AC Aqua says, "Oh, is that your tank? Cool. Yeah, Vinegar. That's Vinegar's tank. You did a great job. If you'd like to share something, whether it's your favorite fish, your favorite tank, shoot me a 1 minute clip or less to Raccoon Creek Aquatics at gmail.com, and I will feature it as my backdrop. And we can give you a quick channel shout out if you have a YouTube channel, and you can share with me some information, what you feed your fish, what you fertilize your plants, and what kind of lighting, substrate, size of the tank, just basic information or anything you'd like to share about your favorite fish or your favorite tank. Vinegar says, unless you culture them yourself, live foods are too expensive. Yeah, and that's a great point. If you're buying live foods every time you use them, you're not probably not gonna. It's not very sustainable, right? So, it's probably just gonna be a treat every now and then, I'll assume. But even then, you're opening yourself up to a risk of contaminating your fish um, if you don't quarantine them first. Terry's Tropical Tank says, I only feed live foods to fry. I think the ease of prepared foods is more consistent. Joe Mooney says my gars only feed on live food, but my dinosaur bisher will eat live and pellets. So do you just feed them feeder fish, Joe? Are you trying to get them off of live foods, or are you kind of breeding live fish? How you doing that with your gars? Fish keeping Jamaica, how you doing, man? Just arriving home. Happy Wednesday, man. It's hump day. Getting through this week together. I appreciate you stopping by. Joe Munoz says, hello, Jamaica. HC Aqua says, I have some live food cultures, Daphnia, vinegar eels, flightless fruit flies, and I buy live brine weekly. I used to do white worms, but I stopped. Fishkeeping Jamaica says, interesting stream. Sir Briniger, nice to see you here. Um, yeah, Fishkeeping Jamaica. Briniger did a great job on this tank too. So we're featuring his channel this week and his favorite tank. A lot of great activity with all of his fish, and the plants are looking healthy. Um, Great job by Briniger. Fishkeeping Jamaica, the volume's low. Am I too far away from the mic? Sicko King says he had great luck culturing white worms. Maybe that's something I can look into, Sicko King. Fishkeeping Jamaica says planning to try to culture white worms very soon. Man, I got to get on the wagon, get on the trolley there, and start culturing some live foods of some sort. So last week's stream, we did mention, take a break from live foods real quick. Last week's stream, we did talk towards the end a little bit about this 13 or 10,000 gallon reef tank aquarium. So I did look that up. So some of you that have not seen it, I'm gonna pull it up here. So just to get a quick look. So if you look at this, it picks up the whole wall. Isn't that impressive? Pretty sure it's like 10,000 gallons.
Hi, my name is Levi. I live in Israel, and I'll tell you about my home reef aquarium. Many that watched my previous video in which I was diving in the aquarium feeding the fish asked me for more information on the filtration and life support system that I will be happy to provide. I started the aquarium in January 2012, so it will soon be 5 years old. It is a 30,000 liter tank, and when adding the sump, it is close to 37,000 liters or 10,000 gallons, making it the largest home reef aquarium in Israel, probably one of the largest in the world.
Reef tank aquarium. Crazy. It's super awesome. So what do you guys think? You had a budget was not an option, budget was not a limitation. Is this
the aquarium is
be
located in my living room, while the sump and filtration are located one floor below the aquarium, so the aquarium water falls 6 meters or 18 foot from the aquarium overflow to the sump. I use that waterfall to create foam and skim it out through a self-built skimmer that I will show you later.
How's it going, man? Just got home from work. I appreciate you stopping in.
I use 4 25,000 liters per hour pumps to return the water from the sump to the aquarium for a total of 100,000 liters or 27,000 gallons per hour, a little over 3 times the water capacity of the tank.
Talking about doing it for months now. Fishkeeping Jamaica, remember? Guys, too many worms can have your fish constipated. That's definitely
2 of the
true.
4 return pumps are connected to a self-built frequency control system that changes the frequency or the speed of the 2 return pumps to create waves. The pumps operate at full speed for 5 seconds and low speed for another 5 seconds.
Just in live rock alone, that's probably 10,000 pounds of live rock as well.
The self-built skimmer doesn't use power.
Says, dang, that's
it
huge.
uses the entire 27,000 gallons per hour of water falling from the overflow to create the foam that is immediately removed rather than being collected.
You take this tank, but freshwater,
there is an infrared system, a transmitter and a receiver to detect the foam level in the skimmer. Once the level is high, the 2-speed controlled pumps will work at lower speed, and when the foam level is low, the pumps will work at higher speed. That way, the foam level is kept at a desired level. Every hour, the 2 pumps will run at full speed for 1 minute to clean the skimmer. So to summarize, of the 4 return pumps, 2 work constantly at full speed to return the water from the sump, while the other 2 that are speed controlled return the water from the sump, create waves, keep the foam level at the skimmer steady for ongoing operation, and high for cleaning.
Let me get rid of the video then. So, let's see. There we go. How's that? Is everything better now, guys? Hey, Rob93 Aquatics, how's it going, man? Appreciate you stopping in. I should have muted the video, shouldn't I? A rookie mistake right there. All right. Yeah, I stopped in and hung out with Rob for a little bit today. I love what he does, getting everybody supporting each other, showing some love. So if you don't recognize a channel in this chat, make sure you go show them some love, show them some support. Everyone has goals here. So we'll try to get everyone to reach their goals. Fishkeeping Jamaica says still low, but a little bit better. Hey, Rob. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to make it the volume better right now, but I'll have to figure it out for next week. Um, we'll chill here for a little bit longer, and then I'll try to figure something out for next week's stream. All right. Let's see if I can tweak this just a little bit. Showing my microphone's all the way up, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Is the volume any better? All right. Let's see. So I hope everyone's doing well this week. Everybody have any big plans? Any big fish keeping plans? What day of the week is your guys' water changes? I try to get mine done on Mondays, get them done right away in the week. Jeremy's Wild Studio said, when it's me, it's just fine. So it was just the YouTube video drowning me out, Jeremy. Hopefully we got her fixed here. I tweaked with a little bit of the volume level down here on my microphone screen, so hopefully that helped a little bit. Terry's Tropical Tank says your volume is fine. Just the video playback was louder. Yeah, I should have muted it. It's my fault. Raleigh's laughing out loud. Yeah, what you get for going live, I guess. I'm much better at the structured, laid out video that I can edit out the goof ups, the blooper reel, if you will. I thought about doing that, but some of the bloopers I have, do any of you guys ever have like bloopers while filming some of your videos that you might edit out? Eric says he can hear me. Fish keeping Jamaica, you don't do regular water changes? Rob93 Aquatics, all days is water change. Yeah, it's probably good to switch up. Right now, I only have 4 tanks running, so it's not too bad to try to get them done in one day. I'll be expanding as time goes on. I have a lot of projects planned, but right now I'm only at 4, so it's not bad at all to get it done on Mondays. Rob93 says, first fish club tomorrow. Oh man, I wish there was a fish club around here. I'd love to participate in a fish club. Jeremy's Wild Studio says, I'm gonna try to do water changes tonight. We'll see if I do it. Brenniger says, I decided to trade some guppies to my favorite pet store. I love to keep them all, but I just don't have the tank space. Yeah, um, that's not bad getting store credit for something, right? Do you get store credit for those, Brenniger? Pat Sadek says, mine are Sundays, Mondays, or Wednesdays. If I don't get them done on Sunday or Monday, Wednesday for sure. Fish keeping Jamaica, soil and plants help to maintain ponds. Definitely. That's part of the reason why I recommend plants to so many people. It definitely gives you a margin for error and helps create a less, I guess, a lower maintenance environment. HC Aqua says, I skipped this week's water change, busy with Jimmy. So was he over visiting you, HC? Jeff's Aquarium Hobby. Yeah, so do I. It'd be maybe we start one. I don't know. I'd love to be able to participate in something like that. My fish clubs are you guys. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. My wife and I were talking. It's unbelievable how awesome this community is, how supportive, how kind, how giving. Um, this community online, this fish tube family can be. Just awesome to be a part of it. Never would have thought it. Never would have known it until I started watching everybody and joined in myself. So, great community to be a part of. Fish Tropic, how's it going, man? I appreciate you stopping in. Rob93 says start one. Ah, maybe I could do that. HC Aqua says, "Yep, he's here again. You're in Hawaii, right? Man, I'd love to go there someday. It's on the bucket list, I think." Brennerger says, "I enjoy doing one or two water changes each weekend. With only 8 tanks, this works well." Yeah, that's what I find, Brennerger. 4 tanks isn't hard to do all four in one day, so not too difficult to manage. Eric says he almost skipped his water change this week. Had to move some plants around, so it took forever. You're always tinkering around with your plants in there. That tank's really looking nice. One of these weeks, I'm gonna have to feature as my background. My brother Eric has a awesome tank. It's really starting to mature and really starting to come around. How many fish species do you have, or plant species do you have in there, Eric? Jeff's Aquarium Hobby Enjoyment says YouTube is the closest thing to a club, fish club he has. Um, and I can relate to that here in Northwest Ohio. Really nothing to go to, nothing to be a part of here. Pet Exotics, Rob, my man. Joe Munio saying hi to Fish Tropic. HC says yes, Hawaii. Yeah, I'd love to visit Hawaii someday. Um, Still working on traveling throughout the continental U.S. Been to a few places, but we don't get out very often. Jeremy's Wild Studio. I can't find a fish club in my area, St. Louis, either. Um, every time someone tried to refer me to one, it turns out to be in Kansas City. You don't have anything around St. Louis? That's kind of surprising, Jeremy. The easiest way to start one is a Facebook group in your area. That's probably true, Terry. Eric said, "Give me a minute. Do floaters count?" Yeah, I'm gonna count floaters as a plant species. HC says his fish club has an annual Christmas party and there should be a lot of prizes and stuff. Just my fish. Hey, how's it going, man? Appreciate you stopping in. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna start to wrap her up here. I appreciate everyone for stopping in, showing some support, hanging out with me. Had a great time. Eric said, "I'm at 20." You have 20. My old high tech 37 had 30 or 20 plant species in it. That's really impressive. Yeah, it looks like he's found a really good balance. He has a high tech planted tank with CO2 plus two floaters. So the 20 wasn't even counting the floaters. All right, guys. Hey, NY Gold, I appreciate you stopping in, man. Really liked your video on Sunday, the silicone cam. So Eric, what do you have in there again that's more of a fast growing stem plant? I always recommend fast growing stem plants, and also floaters like you have to help balance out the aquarium. Just my fish. I was so late. That's okay, man. It's all good. I appreciate your support. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out. Hey, NY Gold, that's okay. Everyone's busy. I appreciate you stopping in. Appreciate the love that you do show. We're sitting here having a good time. Jeremy's Wild Studio says they have. I certainly missed that. If that's the case. Yeah, I've heard of St. Louis having national like big conventions. Um, Terry's Tropical Tanks, nice stream. I subbed. I look forward to more. I appreciate that. I'll have to check you out, Terry's Tropical. Appreciate the support. Having a good time. I really enjoy doing this. Hopefully I get better at it the more I do it. Um, but I really do enjoy the 40, 45, 50 minutes I do this really goes fast. 24. The longer we go, Eric's adding more. 24 plants now. The count's up to 24. The hydrocotyle goes fast. Yeah, hydrocotyle does grow really fast, especially in the right conditions. Definitely a great plant to help soak up those nutrients. Can you just my fish? Can you do a recap? Yeah. Actually, the background I want to give a shout out to Eric Briniger. He's the channel that supplied the backdrop for my live stream today. This is his 75-gallon community tank. It has black mollies, Siamese algae eaters, some guppies, uh, bumblebee catfish, and some live plants. Did a great job on this tank. So make sure you go check him out if you haven't already. EJ Briniger. And then we talked about live foods, what you keep, um, and why you don't if you don't feed live foods. Fishkeeping Jamaica says hit that like button. I appreciate you, Riley, for saying that. I appreciate you showing the support. So is Aquarium Co-op coming on here soon? A lot of times he'll do his 8 o'clock live stream, so I'll probably go over there and hang out for a little bit when I'm done here. Fishkeeping Jamaica says awesome people here. I really appreciate that. Fishkeeping Jamaica, or really agree with that. Fishkeeping Jamaica, um, just in this community, and just in general. I know I'm repeating myself here, but awesome people. Terry's Tropical Tanks. Nothing to see on my channel. Hey, join the Green Team Alliance page on Facebook. Uh, they're great about helping support everyone get started and reaching their goals for their YouTube channel. No better time to start than now. Terry's Tropical. I'll definitely be the first to watch. Lisa's Aquatics. I appreciate you stopping in. How's it going? So, somebody else have any other exciting? Everyone else have any exciting stories about uh, keeping live fish? Any other examples? I know Brinegar is great with his live foods. The common thing is Daphnia in the stream so far. Daphnia, blackworms. Somebody breed feeder guppies specifically for feeding their fish. Lisa's Aquatics said, "We're good. Kids just got over this nasty flu going around." Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. All right. Well, I know I said I was going to go probably like 10 minutes ago. Um, so I think we're going to wrap things up. I appreciate everyone stopping in. Um, had some fun tonight. Everyone, I appreciate your support. Uh, make sure you support everyone else. If you see someone that you don't recognize in the stream, make sure you show them some love and support. Um, if you don't do YouTube videos, this community is great. I strongly encourage you to get started. I know Cichlid King recently started his first video, did his first video, so it's never too late to get started. Um, I'm glad you gladly go check you out. Just my fish. Um, I think both is good. Just my fish. We try to talk about a lot. We just hang out here and have fun. Um, talk some fish talk, talk some YouTube talk, whatever comes across our chat here, whatever the night leads us. So we try to just have a good time and show some support to everybody. So all right, guys, I'm going to shut down for the night. I appreciate you stopping in. Uh, I'll be back same time, same place next week, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern time. And I'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody.